Hey guys, let's talk foam rollers. Chances are you've used one, or your coach has told you to use one, or you've seen other athletes use one, and they can be really helpful. It is important to understand when is it appropriate to use a foam roller. So that means you have to have a good understanding of your body. And foam rollers can play a really important role in getting muscles that are really tight or overactive to kind of tone down a little bit. So what that means is I don't necessarily recommend just a head to toe foam rolling type routine. I recommend a foam rolling routine that is very specific and tailored to what your body needs. For today though, I'm going to show you a couple of variations of different techniques that you can use the foam roller for. So the first one we're going to start with is the spine. So the spine can be handled in standing or in a lying down position, or what we call supine. So because I'm standing, let's start with the wall variation. So if we're noticing tightness in kind of the lower back region and we want to have a technique to help loosen up the low back, we can get a foam roller up against the wall. And then with my feet, I make sure that I step away from the wall. And then I have the foam roller just above where my belt line would be on a pair of pants. Next thing I do for setup is my toes are facing forward. I prefer to cross my hands across the chest to expose the muscles of my back. And then I'll take a few more steps and I'll slowly glide on the wall, pressing my body weight into the foam roller. So for many of us, this is a great option, not a ton of pressure, so this is a great way to start out with foam rolling. So I'm hitting a low back. If I'd like to get a little bit higher, I can adjust my foam roller, still go with the arm cross, and now I've got some middle back. So we don't have to stay in just one up and down motion. We can certainly side bend if I find a good spot, side bend if I find another spot, and go from there. Just understand that everybody's body is different, so you'll have to make adjustments as needed. So you're looking for some more. So if our standing foam roller option didn't quite cut it, you can certainly try lying on your back. This involves allowing your full weight to kind of compress onto the foam roller. So here's how we set that up. Coming into a comfortable seat, I'm going to bring the foam roller right up against my body. I'm going to begin to lower myself back. Then, with the feet firmly rooted into the ground, I'll lift the hips, and this is step one. So step one, I could use the strength of my legs to roll through the lower back. I can play with the length of the roll here, so we can take some big rolls, or we can keep it relatively small. Just like we did in the standing variation, we can get higher in the mid-back region and allow the hips to sit back down onto the ground or onto your mat, and then you can move on to your next exercise.